Greetings, everyone. Well, Halloween fun continues. Today, I thought Wait a minute. Something in the world? Oh, look at that. There's a monster in my pocket. There's a whole bunch of monsters in my pocket. Monster in my pocket. Trading cards. Today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Well, before we take a closer look at these, just a little bit of background. Where the heck did I get them? What's the story with them? Do I have the complete set? Are they mint condition? Yeah, well, I'm not that obsessive of a card collector. I have a few. I don't really have a lot of complete sets. I have a lot of incomplete sets and just kind of random stuff, a lot of movie cards. And a while back, I got these. Monster in my pocket. These were actually a free giveaway item at 7-Eleven back in 1991, and basically you bought a Slurpee or a Big Gulp or something and you get a free, just a random free card. So all my friends and I were collecting them and basically trading amongst ourselves to try to get the whole set. Now, the actual set of giveaway cards was not particularly huge. As far as I'm aware, this is the complete set of these particular ones. But I believe there were actual full sets, like separate sets that you could get of just the trading cards and whatnot. Monster in My Pocket actually started a couple years earlier as a series of little figurines that you could collect. There was something like 200 or 300 of them. It was one of those big, massive sets. And the monsters themselves were based on, classic movie monsters, witches, werewolves, Frankensteins, and Draculas and stuff like that. But also a lot of creatures from mythology and different religions and such. So if you were a monster enthusiast, it was actually a pretty cool collection. And there was a lot of tie-in merchandise as well, such as these trading cards. Yes, such as these trading cards. There was even a video game that came out. So very cool. But for today, all I have for Monster in My Pocket is the trading cards. But I always really liked these because I thought the artwork on them was really nice and stuff. As you can see, look at that beautiful artwork. Yeah, because these are tiny, dinky little trading cards, I thought, well, I can't really just put them there. See? Isn't that great? So I took the liberty of doing nice high-resolution scans of each one so we can take a much closer, detailed look. So each card basically has a picture and name of a monster of some kind. In this case, we have the witch. Then on the back, you actually have a description of the monster, as well as each one is assigned a point value. Now, you might think, oh, was it like a collectible trading card game? Honestly, I don't know. I don't think it was. I think it was just they were assigned point values based on size, power, ability, and the rarity of the card. So here I haven't seen point values higher than 25. So here I basically have 2 5-point cards, 2 10-point cards, 2 15-point cards, 3 20-point cards, and 1 25-point card. So let's take a closer look and see which ones we got here. So first up, we of course have the Witch. There we go. So the Witch was the most common one. Everybody had the Witch. It was not a big deal. Yeah, so pretty cool artwork here by, Jan Sheets and Genki Hio. So a couple of ladies, I believe. Yeah, so anyway, they did the artwork for all the cards, and they also did a lot of artwork for the, I guess, the packaging for the toys and whatnot. So they were kind of the go-to artists for Monster in My Pocket. And I kind of like their style. It's kind of a nice, cartoony, fun style, not too scary, just scary enough for kids, that sort of thing. So, okay, so first off, we have the Witch, which, of course, has a point value of 5. Species, female humanoid, born sometime during the Dark Ages. Size, 5 feet tall. Habitat, lives in dark places all over the world. This black magic woman possesses supernatural powers given to her by the devil. The witch is famous for casting evil spells on people, bringing them bad luck, or turning them into different objects, such as animals, vegetables, or minerals. She has the ability to perform incantations, which will make objects move or become invisible. This ugly old hag can be easily identified by a birthmark that is hidden under her armpit or in her hair. Her ability to fly through the sky on a broom is also a dead giveaway. If you ever catch a witch, she can be destroyed by being burned at the stake, or will melt if water is poured over her. However, you might want to grant her one last wish. A spell on your brother or sister, perhaps. Oh, these cards are such cards. Yes, well, yeah, as you can see, they're kind of tongue-in-cheek, cheesy things, but they do actually have some genuine information. Like, for example, with the witch there, you saw a lot of, probably recognize the whole pouring water thing from Wizard of Oz, and then the classic burning at the stake from the Salem witch trials. Yeah, good stuff. So next up, we have the Hunchback. Actually, that isn't really what the Hunchback does. It's like, the bells, the bells. Okay. Hunchback, point value 5, species humanoid, born in 1463 in France. Size, 5 feet tall again. Habitat, in the bell towers of French cathedrals. Born with one leg shorter than the other and one eye swollen shut, Hunchback was cruelly abandoned in a church by his parents and raised by a priest. Unfortunately, he grew uglier with age. A large wart appeared over his good eye. His uneven teeth grew over his lip, and as a result of not sitting up straight at the dinner table, he developed his trademark hunchback. So that's where it came from. He later became deaf from ringing the bells in the cathedral. Not a terribly popular fellow, he was befriended by a gypsy dancer. Sadly, she was later executed for a crime she didn't commit. Hunchback murdered her accusers and retreated to the bell tower, where he pours hot lead on top of anyone who approaches. You might remember a reference to that at the beginning of the first Addams Family movie. His younger brother turned out to be a great football player, the halfback of Notre Dame. Yeah, okay, so that's the Hunchback. Next up, we have the Phantom. See, now that's more like what the Phantom would do. And you may notice also, if we flip over to the back, the border around the facts and stuff is different. For the different point values, it actually does a different border around them, so it gives you a little bit more variety to the cards, which is quite nice. If you're wondering about the sort of ghostly woman at the top there, and, geez, Sean, you could have scanned it better, she's all out of focus. Yeah, she's actually like that on the card. That is a perfect scan of the frickin' card, so don't blame me, blame them. They printed it out of focus, so sorry. The Phantom, point value 10. Oh, going up here. Species humanoid, born 1868 in France, size 6 feet tall, a little taller. Habitat, lives in hidden chambers beneath old theaters. A hideous-looking creature, the Phantom has the appearance of a living skeleton. As a child, this monster was so ugly that his own mother put a bag over his head so she didn't have to look at him. He got the hint, bought a mask, and left home to pursue a career in show business. He ended up living in the dark caverns beneath the grand old Paris Opera House, where after years of isolation and rejection, not to mention all the opera solos, he was finally driven insane. This caped creature enjoys his privacy and strangled people who bothered him. He was also fond of dropping chandeliers on the audience when things got too noisy. The Phantom has since left Paris to terrorize other theaters, like the movie theaters. Phantom of the movie theater! Yeah, it doesn't quite have the same ring to it. Anyway, there you go, the Phantom. Then we have... What do you actually have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we'll do the first 5 in this episode, and we'll do the last 5 in the next episode. How's that? We'll split it up nice and even for you. So next up we have the Ghoul. Ghoul. Sure, why not? Excuse me. It's a Flemmi morning. Ghoul, point value 10. Species, reanimated human. So this is kind of like an early version of the classic zombie kind of idea. Born thousands of years ago in the Arabian deserts, size 6 feet tall, habitat, lives in lonely places in and around graveyards. One of the more gruesome monsters, the Ghoul, is somewhat of a cross between a vampire, number 33, and a ghost, number 31. I guess that's references to other cards, which... Yeah, the giveaway set did not include those. I would have loved to have the vampire and the ghost. Oh well. Anyway. These pale, glassy-eyed creatures hang out. Also, I noticed, sorry, just one second here. I also noticed that the giveaway versions are not numbered. You may notice there's no visible numbers on them. Yeah, so I'm thinking that the actual trading card versions of the trading cards are numbered. So I'm almost thinking that these are rarer because these were giveaways. You know, they weren't widely available and they were only available for a very limited time. So, yeah, I think they offered them for like less than a month. And then me and my friends had all... Me and my friends, that's good grammar talking. My friends and I basically had all of the ones that they had available. And I'm positive that this is all of them. And that they did not actually have any more in that particular collection. I would love to get like the full collection of the actual set. Because I always really thought these cards were cool. And I love good monster stuff, you know. Do love some monsters. These pale, glassy-eyed creatures hang out around cemeteries, robbing graves at night, and feasting on the dead bodies. The fresher, the better. Ghouls have been known to also eat the living when no corpses can be found, and are especially fond of children. They are very sneaky and have the ability to become invisible when they stand still. Fortunately, because of this unique diet of cold cuts, you can smell their breath a mile away. Actually, most ghouls are really quite lonely and won't harm you if you offer to play with them. Certainly, you've heard the saying, wait for it, ghouls just want to have fun. Okay. We've all heard that pop song from the 80s, right? Ghouls just want to have fun. It's like, what is it? Tales from the Crypt. The Crypt Keeper always said, greetings, boils and ghouls. There you go. Now you know where he got it from. Clearly, he was a fan of Monster in My Pocket. Then we get into some larger monsters here, ones that you definitely don't want to run into while exploring a dark cave. We have the Kotlikue. I know it looks like Kotlikue, but it's actually Kotlikue. And the reason I know that is because on the back of the card it tells you how to pronounce it. So there. Alrighty, so we have the Kotlikue, point value 15, pronounced Kotlikue. It's the Kotlikue. I've never heard of this creature before, and that's one of the reasons I like these cards, is because they actually do talk about creatures that you may not know otherwise. So from mythology and religion and ancient cultures and whatnot. Species, reptilian humanoid, born 2,500 years ago in South America, size 7 feet tall. Habitat, lives in a snake-infested cave in South America. This two-faced Amazon woman... That's a woman? Okay. Instead of boobies, she has hands. Alright. This two-faced Amazon woman was once an Aztec queen who was exiled because of her famous garbage mouth. The problem is not what she says, but rather what she eats. She preys on sick and injured people, and when there are none of these available, she feeds off the filth of the land. Sounds charming. Kotlikue's wardrobe rivals that of Kali's, number 19. Great! Another reference to a card we don't have. Yay! They clearly wanted you to enjoy the freebies and then run out and buy the actual sets. Kotlikue's wardrobe rivals that of Kali's for bad taste. She wears a skirt of live snakes and a necklace of human hearts attached to a skull pendant. Perhaps her most evil deed to date was to name her son Huitzilopochtli. This poor lad was nicknamed the Sick One growing up, as every time he said his name, people thought he was sneezing, and would respond by saying, Gesundheit. Funny. So there you go, the first 5 of my Monster in My Pocket free giveaway cards from 7-Eleven, circa 1991. Yes, back in the Selkirk days, those of you who watch MMC Retro will recognize, and others probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, so we will check out the last 5 next time. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara. Greetings, everyone. Well, Halloween fun continues. Today on the Multimedia Chronicles... Oh, hold on a second. What's this? Oh. Well, looky there at that there in my pocket. Fuck.